200. How are you? All right, so it's me again. All right, so we finished our fast. Okay, we had a little lunch. Actually, before we actually extended our fast. And what we did is we went for a little cruise. All right, got in the car, and we cruised down to San Clemente Pier just to make sure that nobody's wearing a mask. Okay, so that's really important. Okay, because all of San Clemente was maskless because that's the way they roll. Of course, I'm being facetious, but no, not about the no mask, about that being important. It's tragic, but anyways, welcome to Orange County. And so what I'm going to do now is going to instruct you guys how to complete and get an A on your first short paper, which is your critical thing assignment one. All right. What we want you to do is be able to get in there and get some data. All right. And I'm going to expose you to an amazing website. Okay. Um, Before we get in there, okay, and this is called the World Bank, and it's just, if you have any curiosity, you're going to get so much information, global information about so many issues that are so pertinent today's world, and also access to data that you could use for a number of classes, but more importantly, that you can use someday professionally in your life, because data really drives decision making. It is what it is, and it could be whether you're not, trends in terms of agriculture, trends in terms of um, marketing and sales, economic trends for your community, for your state, for the country, and as well as anything, even fashion. Okay, so all right. And we're going to get there by going to this site right here. Okay, before we do this, okay, please, the way you succeed in this project is just follow the directions. All right. So we said this so many times. All right. We want you to choose 3 different countries, the world plus the US. Okay. 3. Okay. The world and the US. That's 5. Okay. 5 different graphs that you're going to look at and make an interpretation of the trends that you see because of your newfound knowledge that you've about aging and fertility, population growth from this class. Okay. Now, when you're making these 5 graphs, okay, we want you to pick one country that is going to be a developing country. All right. A lot of people also will pick their ancestral country of origin, okay, where their parents or grandparents came from. That's all good. The world, the U.S., and another country. Okay, so remember 5. There we go. Okay, awesome. All right. To understand what a developing country is, okay, you come here. We list it right here, the table. You guys are data junkies now. You guys are analysts, okay? And in order for people that are collecting data to talk, they have to have an agreed upon language. And this is from this statistical repository or annex, okay? A large group of people got together and said, we are going to categorize countries all around the globe. And again, this was done for 2015. And look at their economic prospects, okay? Their gross domestic product, what is their production, okay? And that then shows you the amount of income coming in versus their expenditures, okay? And so we look at developed countries. These countries financially have got it going on. Luckily, we're still in this category, United States. And then we come down here, we see these economies in transition, and then we see these developing countries. All right, so that's what this is all about. All right, okay, so read up on that if you want to understand where this is all coming from, but you don't really need to unless you are interested. Okay, so what are we doing here? All right, we're going to come back up here. Okay, and so what are you going to do? You can look at birth rate. Okay, over these 5 different metrics, okay? 4 countries and the globe. 4 countries, one being the US, one being a developing country, okay? 2 others, and the world. 5, okay? We're going to look at the birth rate, okay? What certain countries still have. Really look at Afghanistan's birth rate and look at US and Japan, okay? Look at Peru's, okay? Look at Canada and China, okay? So you're going to get a feel for this, okay? Why? What are the influences? Why are birth rates? Is this an agricultural economy? Is it a high-tech economy? So you start thinking about this. Is it good to have children because you have more hands on deck out in the fields? Is it bad to have children because you leave them at home while you're doing your tech job 16 hours a day? All right. Okay. We're going to look at the age dependency ratio. Okay. This is a real good metric of the burden of having an older society. The financial burden, okay, is the big deal, but also the personal burden. All right. Do you have to do caregiving for your parents and grandparents? Okay. When we look at globally this age dependency ratio, and this is looking at the number of working members of the population versus people over the age of 65. Okay. And because there are so many entitlement programs worldwide, here in the US, we have Medicare, okay? We have Social Security, okay? This money is not banked. It's not sitting there earning interest, okay? This is not compounding. It goes out as soon as the money comes in. So if there are more and more older people, because people are living longer, that money has to come from somewhere, and it comes from your paycheck in the form of taxes, all right? And depending on the state, if there are more resources, then there's going to be more state taxes. We also have federal taxes that cover Medicare and Social Security. That's two, okay, forms of entitlement programs, all right? We're also just looking at population changes as a function of age, and we're asking you, when you're kind of looking at this, look at these transitions in terms of this. Where are we looking at? We're looking at things, really looking over the last 50 years. So you really have a good feel of what's going on, okay? And what changes have been happening, all right? So address these issues right here, and then what you do is you come down here, and here's your grading rubric, all right? Did you have, okay, 3 countries, the US and the world, all right? That's 2 points, okay? Did you collect data in the 3 different domains that we talked about right here, right? The birth rate, the old dependency ratio, and world population, right? 2 more points. Now we're up to 4 out of 10, okay? Did you discuss the trends, okay? 2 more points, all right? Now we're up to 6. Did you explain how the data compares to the US? That's in the directions. You just have to read the directions and you guys will kill it in life. Not just this class, reading directions, period, okay? Did you, according to the direction, include the graphs right there? And there's your 10 points. And then this is where points are taken off real easily if you're late, okay? And if you screw up and have a Turnitin violation, okay? Again, when's it due? It's right there, February 24th. All right, let's check out this cool database, all right? So I'm gonna click right here. All right, I'm gonna get out of the old one right here. And we're looking at it. So, if you have some curiosity, there are so many incredible stories here. This is a global community, all right? So, hey, look, my business majors, check this out, okay? And maybe you're more on the kind of altruistic side of things, okay? And so we have economic inclusion, but we're also looking at health issues, okay? So this describes the organization. It is enormous, okay? Who's in there, the kinds of reports they're doing, what it is they do, okay? Where they work, okay? Big topics on poverty, climate change, things like this. Every one of these will take you to a really cool information page. We took you directly to the data because maybe you have something that you want to look up. So you go in here and you hit data. These are the more topical elements right here, okay? Bump, bump, bump. And so some people treat this like a newspaper, okay? And then these are the databases that you're able to access, all right? So look at all this stuff. Open finance, projects and operations that you might be interested in, and the data bank. This is where we're going in, all right? Okay, within the data bank, okay, you can choose anything you want, okay? Here's the GDP, you just go on the top, okay? Gross domestic product, okay? And what that is just the economic well-being of a country, all right? So here it is right here, okay? This is in table form. There's all kinds of other things you can look at. Okay, you can just start playing with the data, the layouts, all this. Just play with it. You go and make charts. Okay, and it's going to take a while. It's kind of loading here. And and I'll kind of let it do its thing. And there's the charts. Okay, this is all the countries. All right, so you can get in here and select countries. Okay, like so. All right, so you just go in and change your selection. Okay, these are the ones that are available. So what you just basically do is you just click on and off what you don't want. Okay, and then once you get done selecting all the countries you do or don't want to look at. So by obviously the check mark means it's included, and you hit apply changes, and then everything you see up here in terms of the data, which would be table, charts, maps, metadata, all change according to your selection. All right, and you can download everything, which is really cool in terms of some big report you're going to be giving to your boss when you're working for this gigantic financial firm, okay, investing firm, hedge fund firm, whatever it is, okay? Awesome. All right, cool. All right, so that's where we're at right here, okay? So what we've done, we've made it easy on you to access the data. So I'm going to get out of here, my little data, looking at classes. Okay, I'm done here. All right, so you can just go ahead and access the chart, for example, all right? So let's check this out, all right? All righty, and it's coming up. All right, so we're looking at the birth rate per 1,000 people, and this is what's happened worldwide. Right, so we've seen this, trend for declining birth rates. That is awesome. Okay, okay, and then we can add countries now. Okay, so how about we add Armenia? All right. And there's the Armenia trend. Okay. How about remember we had world. I want to make sure that we have that. I think if we have income, blah 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 blah, we got to scroll all the way up. All these variables that you could put. Remember we originally had world, so world's here at the very bottom. All right. So now we got world and how Armenia stacks up to the world. We now have how about Austria? Okay. And now you see how things are starting to filter out when we look at these trends over the last 50 years, okay? All right, so Armenia, Austria, world, okay, so Austria has kind of been slow on has slowed down their birth rate. And then we can look at a country that's still very developing and transition, and you can now see the comparisons we have here, all right? So that would be my developing country. And then, hey, you know what? Where are my ancestors from? If you haven't figured it out, my ancestors are from, here we go, Ireland. How are we stacking up? Okay. All right. And let's look at the Irish people down here. Okay. So Ireland right here. Ireland. So you can see our trends there. All right. So now I can think about the social, impact, social reasoning for what we're seeing here. I want to include this this graph. There's a simple keystroke. Okay, there's the the Windows symbol. Okay, on your PC. Okay, Windows Shift S. Okay, and now this box comes up, and I'm just going to go like this, right? And I'm going to draw the graph. That's what I want to include in my paper. Now I have it. Okay, all righty, cool. What I then do is I will, let's see, here we'll go this one right here. I'm going to file, I'm going to say new, all right, and all right, I'll need this, all right, so I'm going to say GERO 200, okay, boom, okay, I'm going to capitalize that GERO 200 too. I'm going to hit paste. And there it is, all right? So that very element that I copied is in there now. And you can, of course, size it according to your paper, like so, all right? All right, so that's it. So I would do this. That's one. Am I done? No, okay? So I would go back here, okay? And you know what? If you have, information that you want to know, okay, you can say details, all right? and that explains everything that you did right there. Okay, all right. So that tells you the kind of methods of what you've done. Okay, you know, we can look at line graph, bar graph. We can look at map. You know, and everyone is different in terms of what they're talking about. So you would have to look on the scale on the bottom. You know, for us, this is 2018. I like the line graph because it's doing what my project said. It's looking over a 50-year period of time. Okay, you can download these files if you wish. Okay, and this shows you the power that it's giving to you guys for future projects. Okay, so you can download these files, do the analysis, walk in to this big giant meeting, okay, when you're somewhere in Chicago and the board members have called you in, and well, look at all this information that you now have to interpret. All right, cool. That's part one. We also have selected the age dependency ratio. We can go back over here. Okay, it's important that you do the same countries. All right, we want you to do whatever you choose for one, you do for the others. Okay. All right, so there's a number of older people slash compared to working people. All right. So if we look at Angola, okay, you check that out right there. Okay, all right. So there's a decline like so. Okay, now let's take a look at someplace like a country that we've heard a lot about. Okay, and I'm trying to get there. Japan. Bam. All right. How does Angola compare to Japan? Big difference. You see that? Big difference. Okay. So a lot more old compared to working people in Japan. They got a problem. Okay. Compared to Angola. All right. Well, what else can we look at? Let's take a look at. I just saw Myanmar. Oh, tragic. What's going on there? Come all the way down here to us. Clicked on the United States, and now that's in the graph. And see there? So we're somewhere in the middle. You can see, you know, you think we have a lot of older people here. This right here is a lot more. And again, this percentage, you know, what is it we're looking at? Go into details. It explains to you what this is. All right. So the age dependency ratio old is the ratio of older dependent people older than 64 to the working age population. That's the ratio. Okay. All right, and this gives you more information on the data gathering. Okay, so now you look at this and you say, whoa, you know, almost 50% of the country is over age 64 compared to the working population. All right, that's a big deal. All right, so same deal. You know, you would do Windows function Shift S. Now this is something's missing here. It's only 3. You've got to gap 2 more. You've got to have world in another country. Okay, but you can do Windows function Shift S when you're done. Use the same countries. Okay, I'm coming down here. I'm gathering it up. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my paper, which is right here. And you would maybe give a little blah 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 blah, and then I would hit paste, and there's my second graph. Okay, all right, that's how it's done, guys. Okay, follow the rubric. Okay, you're gonna do fine. Okay, it's all about following directions. Address these issues right here that we have highlighted. Okay, highlighted. Right here, boom, boom, boom. Address these issues and you're going to do fine. Okay, just follow the directions, my friends. And there's the rubric, just in case you were wondering. Okay, here's a bunch of frequently asked questions and tips. Okay, all right. You do not graph everything separately. So everything into one. All right. Okay. Very cool. And there's again the example of the graph. When you're done, you click right here and you upload. Okay, into turn it in, and hopefully you've done this before in your life before. Okay, awesome. That's it. Okay, go Saints. Okay, who dat says they're gonna beat them Saints? Well, sadly, somebody did. But you know what? There's always another year, so we're always behind the Saints. All right, guys. So I'm going to end it with this. Okay, be safe out there. You know, try this intermittent fasting project. It's really done wonderful things for our family. It may be able to do the same for you. And I'm going to hit stop. Peace.